first. So, I wanted to break down each one of my students or my girls' homeschool that they're doing each year. Well, not each year, but this year. And so I want to show you what they're still doing, and I want to show you what they're going to transition into this year. And then I'm also going to make videos where I break down each book and like give you a little more insight on what to do with each book if you have any questions. Most of the things that we do, especially for her, actually, I want to say all that she does, besides her Latin, is Masterbooks. So just a forewarning, we try to be scriptural in everything that we do, and we want our children to be saturated in Jesus. So we do what we can to provide the materials that they need to learn and have God intricately woven into their schoolwork. And Masterbooks does a beautiful job of doing that. So with that being said, that's why we choose Masterbooks for most of our curriculum. For my daughter going into 9th grade, this is what she does, because she actually does not do CC anymore. So this is what she does right now. And then I'll show you what she's moving into when she finishes, because we do school all year long without stopping, just because life happens, and then we want to be able to take a break if we need to and not have to worry that we are missing too many days because we had a summer. So, like for example, I had my baby in April, and I was very sick in the beginning of the pregnancy, so we kind of had a summer, because for the first month and a half, nearing my second trimester, we didn't have school because I was so sick. And that's okay, because we have school all year long. And so because life happens, it's okay to take a break and not have to worry about them not getting what they need. So anyway, we're going to start with her Latin. So she does Latin with Andy, and she will continue to do Latin with Andy. Latin with Andy is actually a website that I go to. I pay, that's a hard one. I think, you know what? I'll have to get back to you on that one. I don't remember how much it is, but it's for a year. I think it's even possibly 18 months that you get it, and it's Latin with Andy. He does his own video each lesson, and then you have to do a worksheet with it. And this one I honestly just leave up to her. See, there's code breakers in a year. I don't know if you can see it. So this gives you a schedule, and the one day 1, it'll have watch the lesson, and then day 2, watch the lesson and make the flashcards. And then here you watch the lesson and you do the video worksheet, and then you also do that here. And so there's 4 days, so it's usually Monday through Thursday for this, but the way that her and I do it is Monday through Friday. When she goes to one lesson, when she goes to the next lesson, we watch the video together, so I can get little tidbits and ask questions, and that allows her to teach me, which tells me that she learned it. And the way that it usually works is you have a worksheet. Looks similar to this usually. And so these exercises, there's an exercise that you can do, and I break these down by day. So that's what I do. I just break them down by day. So I'll put an M, and then a T, and for Monday and Tuesday, and so on until Friday. And then that way she does them on her own, and then I grade all of my paperwork on Fridays whenever I remake my schedule. So I remake a new schedule every Friday, as well as getting all of the papers graded that I do have to grade. So then that is her Latin. That will continue into this coming year because she's nowhere near close to being done. So we're just going to continue doing that for her next year into 9th grade. From then on, I actually don't really know what to do. I think when she finishes Latin with Andy, we're probably going to move into a different language. So then she'll either be able to like learn French or Spanish, something that is going to help her, possibly get a job in the future. But the reason I wanted her to learn Latin is because it ties so well into the Romantic languages, but it also, we also get some of our English words from Latin, so it's very good to know. I also have a couple of my other children doing Latin as well. So anyway, this is her elective. It's called Introduction into Logic. This is what she is doing this year and has been doing, and she has about, I want to say like 12 weeks left. So this is the Introduction into Logic. There's a teacher guide and there's a student guide. So in the teacher guide, it has the schedule, and all of Masterbooks has a set schedule, but you don't have to follow the schedule. Of course, you're a homeschool mom. It's your schedule. That's part of the luxury of homeschooling, is we can make our schedule our way. So the schedule will tell you like different things to do. So, and again, we do this one differently. So for us, because you read 2 days usually, for us on the first day, we watch the movie together, the video together. And the videos that I'm talking about, we have Masterbooks Academy, and we paid for the classes online. And they're very like short videos. I mean, I think the longest has been like 13 minutes. And they're so helpful, so helpful. They make such a difference with teaching her and teaching me, for that matter, because logic I never learned in public school. So I'm learning this new with her. And so what we do is we watch the video together, and then I read the chapter out of this book, out of the student book. And then the next day she reads the chapter. And then the day after that, she does the worksheet, and she just follows the rest of the time along on here and practices her memorization. So that's her elective that she's doing right now. Her math that she's doing right now is Principles of Mathematics 1. This is the teacher guide, and this is her book that teaches her the lesson. So the teacher guide, it just has the worksheets and the quizzes and the answers to everything. And again, it has a schedule. I love how Masterbooks does their scheduling. It just makes my life so much easier, and I can just look on a schedule, write the date down, check it off, and I'm able to keep up with our grades as well. I also have another book I want to show you, but it'll be towards the end. So, like, it has their worksheets. These are kind of what their worksheets look like. The questions most of the time have to do with real life stuff, like things that are going on in life right now and that they'll have to learn for later. And whenever it has a calculator beside it, that's something that they can use a calculator with. So this is the teacher guide for that. I have bookmarks separating where the quizzes are and the answers and things like that. This stays with me. She doesn't get this. But then the book for her is her lessons. So that's where, like, there's the reading part of it and the teaching. So that's where she's able to learn her lessons. And these, for math, I teach her math lessons. And we also have a video with the mathematics, Principle of Mathematics, with the author, and she teaches it, and then I go and teach her again on the board to, like, double take it and answer any questions that she had that maybe the other lady didn't answer, or she helps me with that, vice versa. So she watches that video every day, every time she has a new lesson, and then I teach her on the board the lesson. I go over the lesson with her on the board, and then she does the questions by herself. And again, I grade on Fridays. So her science right now is the elements of faith. This is an awesome study. Like, we've really enjoyed this. And whenever we first started it, I was doing it with her. And I wish that I would have kept at doing it with her, because I really enjoy learning the things with her. But the truth is, I just don't really have that time during the day, and she's able to do it on her own. And so it's just what she does. So that one has, each day she does one new worksheet a day and answers the questions and reads about it. And then at each Friday, or whatever the 5th day is, she does a quiz. Done with that. And this is what those pages look like. So it's like one page that gives you facts, just little tidbits about the element that you're learning. And this is the back page of that. So it brings it into scripture. I don't know what you can see and what you can't see. And then she answers those questions that she got. So that's the elements of faith, and that's been super fun. It really has, but she's pretty much almost done. I think she has 3 weeks left of this, and then we'll move into the next science that she's going to do. And then we have her history. So her history comes with a teacher guide and her book, and it's very much like the math and the logic. So the teacher guide has the worksheets and the schedule and the answers, and then this for her is the chapter that she reads. So like that's the schedule. Okay. And then so her history, because of the fact that history and science are things that you can always learn and you'll always be learning, and there's so much history and so much science that you could probably never learn at all in a lifetime, I let them go through their history together. So this one's more of a self-taught one that she's done by herself. And I really just look over each chapter that she does and each thing and just encourage her, give her a little bit of encouragement. And there are really fun facts that she learns. So this is the teacher guide. That's like day 1. And she needs to be able to answer the first question, because they only ask you to read half of the chapter and then it stops. And so you're only able to answer the first question on day 1. And then here it goes over some vocabulary and ask some questions. I don't think this one has the... So there's another part of the worksheet. Here she has to draw. And this one. I'm just showing you the first lesson worksheets that she would be doing. She does similar pages for this every week. And then the last one is the dig deeper. So that's where she just puts a little more research into it on her own. And then the chapters, like I was saying, it'll tell you where to stop in the reading. But she has her chapter where she reads her chapter. And then whenever it comes to that narration break is where she stops reading for the day, and then she reads the rest the next day. So this is just the first chapter. It shows you on a map where it is. I love the pictures that are involved in it. It's so incredible. So that's her history, and she has about 3 weeks left of that too, and then she'll be moving on to her World Story 3, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And then her English is the writing strands advanced. So right now she is not really pushing English because I wanted her to get used to this curriculum from moving from CC to Masterbooks, because we did move to Masterbooks, I want to say last year, I think, maybe the year before, but I'm not positive. And so this is the writing strand. She's at the advanced level 1 at the moment. And once she finishes that, she'll be moving into a more rigorous, or a little more rigorous English. So what she is doing right now is she's reading, I think she has about 7 books that she's trying to get done. It's like the Odyssey, the Iliad, Cruel Punishment, I want to say. And there's a few others. I will list them here. Then she's going to move into world literature, but I'll show you that in a second. So far, this is the schedule of the writing. This she actually does on her own. And then on the ones where it says student progress report, and then it says read and discuss with your teacher, if you can see that, those she discusses with me, and she tells me about them, what they have to do with, things like that. So her writing is so like this went into pre-writing, right? This is one day, that's the next day. Let's see if you can see it. And this. So it's just, she literally just runs through this whole thing. It's a lot of writing, but she actually said that it's caused her to be patient because it only allows her to write certain things. It doesn't allow her to like really write the way that she desires to. So, okay. Anyway, that is everything that my 9th grader has been doing and is still doing, and has a little bit longer to finish, but she's almost there. So now what we're moving into for this upcoming year is what I'm about to show you. So this year for my 9th grader, she will be doing, for history, she'll be doing World Story 3. And like I've said before, this is the chapter book and this is the teacher guide. The teacher guide has the answers to the questions and it has the schedule. So we do use the schedules. We kind of tweak them a little to fit us, but for the most part we follow the schedules just like they say, because it's much easier for me to write it on a calendar and get it going. And when I say calendar, I actually use GoodNotes, and in GoodNotes I have a teacher planner, and so because you can, in GoodNotes you can repeat the same page, and so I just repeat the same page for each kid, and then they each have their own week of schedule to do, like of school. So this is the first worksheet for chapter 1, and she'll do this like the whole week. And I'm gonna sit down with you and show you a little bit more with each thing in a different video, but I just wanted to kind of do like a quick run through. So like this is the book with the lessons. So each lesson goes into here. This is just reading. Oh, and the World Story 2 is over the fall. So it's the fall of Rome through the Renaissance. And then the World Story 3 is the explorers through the present day. So it kind of starts at creation. I think World Story 1 starts at creation, and then it goes through to all the way to present day. So that's cool. So for her science that she's excited about, she's going to do the Stargazer's Guide to the Night Sky. So here's the teacher guide, and then this is the book she'll be doing, and this one is, I want to say, it's again by Jason Lisle, like The Logic is, and he is an astrophysicist, so this is like his specialty. And then these will be the worksheets, so it asks for short answers. These are the kind of questions. So this will be like 1 week probably. And then the book that she will be using will have the chapters in it. Oh, it's so pretty. So, sorry if I am nerding out over the chapters. But like, it's that beautiful paper, you know, the thick, pretty paper that, you know, is, I mean, I bet you can hear how thick it is. And it's 1 chapter. It's got beautiful pictures. Ugh, just gorgeous. It's gonna break it down, break the stars down and the planets. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so then for her writing, and I'm actually going to show you just all of her English that she's going to do because it kind of goes together. But her writing, she'll be moving into the advanced 2. And that one, the teacher guide for this one and the worksheets are all in one. So you don't have to have 2 books for that one. But like, this is the schedule that will probably follow. And then again, if it says, you know, go over with your teacher, which I actually don't see that anywhere in this one. But then here, it's just writing. And thankfully she loves writing. Really, all of our girls love writing. She'll be moving into world literature. Sorry, I didn't go into that. World literature. And there are books that she has to read before she starts it. So I want y'all to know, because we bought these books thinking that she was going to go right into them, and she hasn't gone right into them. She needed to read those books before she went into this world literature. So she's read Augustine Confessions, Crime and Punishment she's reading right now, Faust she's read, the Iliad, the Odyssey she's read, Cry, the Beloved Country, War and Peace, and Virgil the Aeneid. She hasn't read those yet, but she will. And the reason that she has to read it before is because she kind of needs to know like the timeline of the story, or kind of like the main events of the story, to be able to answer the questions and go through and learn, like be able to do the biblical parallels and putting things together. I love how scripture just runs so strong through everything to do with Masterbooks. It's just so awesome. And then again, that's the teacher guide that has the worksheets and the answers and everything in there. And then the book that she will be doing, that she will have, has the reading portion. So let me show you really quick. So like, here's chapter 1. And this reading portion doesn't give you all that she needs to know. Like, because she should already have these books read. So then she should be able to know pretty much about the book. So whenever it's referencing it, she should be able to like go back and remember. And we'll see. I'll let y'all know how that works for us. So her math that she's going to do, she's going to move into Principles of Mathematics 2. And there's a teacher guide and the book, like before. So here's the schedule. I haven't figured out similarly what the schedule looks like. The questions are still very similar. Similar setup. It's the same author who did both of them. And then the student book, again, goes over the chapter. So, like it'll tell you the chapter of it. There's reading, things like that. And then as far as her elective goes, her elective we're moving into is called the Christian History Biographies of the Faith. So this is the teacher guide again. This actually has the schedule, and then it'll have the worksheets that she has to do. We haven't tweaked it because we've never done it. So this will be the first time to do this one. It'll be the first time to do all the ones that we've done, or that I just showed you. But I know a little more about those because they kind of go along with what they've already been doing. This is an elective, so it doesn't necessarily go along with anything. So this is the worksheet 1. She'll probably do one of these a week. And then it has the life of John Knox. And so she'll have to like go through these as she's doing these worksheets. So life of Washington, life of Andrew Jackson. So anyway, that's it. That's what my ninth grader does now, and that's what she's going to be doing as she finishes up with her other books, and she's going to do those as well this year, moving into next year. So she is a self-starter. She does not have an issue trying to do things herself. So with her, she does have a little more freedom to kind of get things done on her own. Her time management is very well and things like that. So, but she is getting older, and so she is moving into like the teenager things, and so then we also want to give her room to grow there as well, and not just fill her with a whole bunch of stuff to learn. Anyway, so like, subscribe, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to put them in the comment box below. I am excited to know what you think, and stay tuned because I have a lot more of these coming. See you next time. Bye, Hivers!